Assalamu alaikum and welcome back, guys, for the third lesson on Python learning. Think of a chef preparing a delicious dish. Create a perfect meal. They need the right ingredients, proper measurements, and the ability to adjust recipes based on what they have on hand. In the kitchen of programming, we have similar tools at our disposal. Arithmetic operators are like the chefs measuring cups and spoons, allowing us to add, subtract, multiply, or divide our ingredients, manipulating numbers to get the desired results. And typecasting is like adjusting measurements when switching between different recipes. Sometimes we need to convert our ingredients, like turning a whole number into a decimal, to ensure everything blends perfectly. And lastly, user input is the special request from our diner. Just like a chef needs to know what their guests want, we gather input from users to tailor our program to their needs. In this video, we'll explore how to use arithmetic operators to perform calculations, the importance of typecasting for data compatibility, and how to gather user input to make our programs more interactive and responsive. Having said that, let the fun begin.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's start today's lecture without wasting any time at all. Today we'll be talking about three major topics: arithmetic operators, typecasting, user input, and of course, the most important, live coding and practice. First, let's talk about arithmetic operators. We have to understand the two basic questions if we want to understand any topic whatsoever. What and why? What is an arithmetic operator? It is basically a symbol that performs basic mathematical operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. We are very familiar with these symbols. Why do we need arithmetic operators? Because we want to perform calculations on numerical data. They're essential for any program that requires mathematical operations, from basic calculations to complex algorithms. We use them in our daily lives. In fact, if you go to grocery shop, you have to calculate the bill. You know the unit price, you'd be multiplying the number of items that you're buying with that unit price. So we use the arithmetic operators almost every day in our lives. Then we have typecasting. What is a typecasting? Why do we need them? So typecasting is the process of converting one data type to another. In Python, you can convert a data type using functions like int, float, string, boolean. But why do we need this typecasting? Why do we need to convert one data type into another? Well, it is useful when you need to perform operations that require compatible data types. For instance, if you're combining numbers with text strings, you need to cast the numbers to strings. It ensures the program runs smoothly and prevents type errors. Okay, now let's talk about user input. What is a user input and why do we need them? So user input, it is a function that is used to get the input from the user. It allows the program to pause, it waits for the user input, and then proceeds with the data provided. And by default, it returns a string data type. Why do we need them? Of course, it is to make the program more interactive, more dynamic. It allows the user to provide data that the program can process on the runtime. This is crucial for creating dynamic applications that adjust to the user's needs. And of course, now we get a switch to the practice. Today's quote is: practice is not the thing you do once you're good. It's the thing you do that makes you good. Okay, let's start coding. First of all, I've already made the file. I am not going to show you again how to make a file because I've already shown it in the first two videos. And I have already copied this little 4-line code from the GitHub repository. You can check the second video where how to copy the I have already put the link in the description of this video as well. You can look at the second video, and there I have explained how to go and navigate through the GitHub and all that. So without further ado, let's get started here. First of all, this is a 4-line code. Let's look at what is happening here. First of all, we have this item price. Oh, and before I start this, I have to answer the question that I asked in the last video about this. Let's copy this here. So what would happen if I run this? Let's run this. 2 plus 4 is going to be 24. It is 24 because 2 is assigned as a string to A because of these quotes. It is not taking it as an integer. Now if I do print type A and type B, now let's see what happens. So you see, both of them have class string. So when I do A plus B, what it does is it concatenates A and B. For example, if I had 2 Vaji, it would output 2 Vaji 4. You see? So 24 was the answer. Okay, let's delete this. Let's get back to this. First of all, first step, we should put a comment. This is a program that calculates the total price. And we are going to press Control backspace. This would become a comment. So this is a program that calculates the total price. You have item price, which is equals to 15. Whatever currency you want to put, $15, 15 rupees, 15 riyals, dirhams. Quantity is 3. So it is a very simple program that is going to multiply 15 and 3. So total cost, you calculate the total cost first, and then you print the total cost. If I comment this line, now this program works perfectly fine, but I cannot see the result because it's not printing the result. It is calculating the result. The result is being saved in this variable, but I cannot see it because I'm not printing it. So I have to print the total cost to see the result, which is 45. Now let's talk about user input, and then we are going to change this program and ask the input from the user and then calculate the same thing. So how to get the input from the user? You simply do, for example, if I say user is equals to, so you write input. Input is the keyword here, and you can simply do that, and you can run. You see, now it is asking. But if I am a user and I see this program running, I would not know that it is asking me anything. You see, it's an empty line, and I would think that the program is stuck. But it is not. It is asking for my input. So this becomes a bit not very efficient, I'd say. So what you do is you put quotations like we do in the print statement, and then we write, please enter your data. And then I rerun this program. Now what happens is, now it's asking me, please enter your data. Now I know that it is asking me for some input. So when you use input, please use some prompt to let your user know that you're asking him for something. Okay. Now let's use this example and redesign the above program. So we are going to say, please enter the item price. Let's rename this. Call this item price. There should not be any space in between the variable name. That's why I put the underscore. And we say quantity is equals to input. Please enter the quantity. Now I can use the exact same, these two lines. So what I would do is I would come here, here. I press shift, down arrow key. Now I would press alt, down arrow key, and these lines would start moving. If I press alt shift down arrow key, then it would make a copy and then move the copied lines. But if I only press alt, I can move these lines anywhere I want in the code. So I put this here. What would be the output? We do not know what would be the output because it is going to ask us what. Please enter the item price. Let's say the price is 10. Please enter the quantity. Quantity, let's say, is 5. So the answer should be 10 multiplied by 5, 50. Now it says that you cannot. This is very interesting. Yes, I forgot to tell you. When you take the input, as I told you that it takes the input as a string. You cannot multiply two strings. So what you can do is, now the typecasting comes in. You press int, put it inside the bracket, int. Now they have become two integers. This is what I'm doing. I'm typecasting this item price from string. You see it says string to integer. Let's rerun this again. Okay, I pressed the wrong button. Wait a second. Let's run this again. Okay, please enter your item price is 10. Then you have quantity is 5. Now you see total cost is now 50. So this is the beauty of user input, plus you have typecasting, and plus we already incorporated the arithmetic operators. So of course you can add, subtract, multiply, divide, and there's another operator that I want to tell you, which is if I want to do in mathematics we have something called 2 to the power something like that, 4 to the power 2, which basically means 4 multiplied by 4. Right? And if it was 4 to the power 4, it would only mean that 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by, meaning it would be 4 times 4. How do we write this? How do we write the exponent in Python? We can write this as a is equals to 4 2 times multiply and then 4. So let's keep it 4 to the power 2. Well, and print a. Item price is okay. Item price is 10. Let's go 12. Total cost is 120. And 4 to the power 4 is 256. Okay, and there's one more thing that I want to tell you, that you do not have to specifically do the typecasting here at the time of multiplication. For example, you were using this variable to do 10 operations. They were addition, subtraction and all. Would you do the int in all of that? No. What you would do is, when you're taking the input, you would write int here. And now whatever the input the user would type, it would all automatically be converted into integer and then saved in this item price. You see, now item price is an int, while quantities is still a string because I have not converted this. So you can also do that as well. So your task for this class would be to make a calculator. What this calculator would do is, it would ask the user for 2 numbers, then it would multiply these 2 numbers, it would divide these 2 numbers, it would add these 2 numbers, and it would subtract these 2 numbers, and then it would print the results saying that the addition of 2 numbers is whatever, subtraction of 2 numbers is this, multiplication of 2 numbers is this, division of 2 numbers is this. So this is going to be your task for today's lesson. I am also going to be writing the task in the description. so you know what to do. You can have the question in front of you. So that's it, guys, for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay healthy, stay happy, and take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.